Okay, guys, today is the episode 70 trying to make $1 million, bro. Episode 70 trying to make $1 million. Let's go, bro. Let's go. There are only 295 days left to make $1 million. Real time counter. You can check the counter on my profile. Let me show you. There are only 9 months, 20 days, and 2 hours to make $1 million. Real time counter, guys. You can check the counter on my profile. Okay, I still fighting. I still creating. I still posting. And I keep going. I'm starting a shoe brand called Big Way. I want to launch similar shoes to the Jesse Foam Runner. This type of shoe is very interesting. Let me show you guys. You can see this shoe. It's very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. So I'm starting my own business. I'm launching this shoe brand. And I'm fighting, bro. I'm fighting. Because I want to make $1 million in 1 year. And I need to focus on the inputs to get the outputs that I want. So that's the reason why I post not every single day, but constant as possible, trying to post every day. I'm trying to post every day, but I already failed, but I keep trying. I get up once again and I will try to post every single day and go live every single day. No matter if I failed, success is built by failing. Success is built by failing, guys. That's the formula, that's the key, that's the holy grail of success. Success is built by failure. Success is built failing, bro. That's the quote. Success is built failing. If you fail, you are closer to success. You are one step closer. So, fail, guys. Don't be afraid of failing. What's up, bro? I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much for being here with me. So, the key to success is failing. Fail, fail, fail. So, I've been failing for 70 days. Trying 70 has been 70 days failing. And I didn't go viral. I'm not viral, but I'm trying to become the most viral guy on the internet, because if I become the most viral guy on the internet, I can sell anything at any price. How are you, brother? I'm fine, bro. Thank you so much. I'm fine. I'm ready to fight for my dreams. I'm ready to fight for that $1 million in 1 year, bro. I'm gonna make $1 million in just 1 year. I'm from Colombia. From Colombia, bro. Latin America, Colombia. And the key to success is failure. Thank you so much, bro. So for today, I was reading this book, 100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozi. I keep reading this book and I am applying these concepts to my shoe brand. I'm gonna launch my first shoes probably in 4 months. So for now, I'm working on my personal brand. Because if I want to make $1 million in just 1 year, I need to work on my personal brand. in order to make that $1,000,000. And I also need to apply these concepts of this book, 100 Million Offers, to my personal brand and also to the shoe brand. So when I launch the shoes, I'll be ready. I'll be ready to launch the first shoes based on this design. The Jesse Foam Runner. Adidas Jesse Foam Runner. So I keep applying these concepts. I keep testing. Let me share a screen with you guys. But first, I'm going to put the counter in 3, 2, 1. Let's go! Because we are 188 subscribers, guys. 188 subscribers. Thank you so much. Who will make your shoes? Bro, I'm looking for different factories in my country to make the shoes for me. I create the design and I'm looking right now for different factories. I'm in the making the research. I'm searching for a specific factory in Bucaramanga, here in my country. There are a lot of factories that can help me make those shoes. So that's what I'm doing right now. But for now, I'm doing the market research. I'm applying these concepts. So when I launch the first shoes, so we'll have a similar design. I want a similar design. Not similar, but okay, similar design to the Jesse Foam Runner. I think that looks very cool, these shoes. So for making that shoes, let me share a screen with you guys. For today I prepared this second video by Alex Hormozzi, and let me show you. This is the market research I'm doing, and this is the product, and I want to apply the concepts of a brand called On Running. This brand, On Running. These shoes. I want to apply this same concept with the Jesse Foam Runner. So I want to apply this concept, this technology to the Jesse Foam Runner or something pretty similar to that to create my own shoes. So right now I'm focusing on the market research. How old are you? A secret. It's a secret. Try to guess. So that's what I'm doing right now. And we'll continue watching this video because I truly believe if I apply all these concepts in this book and also from this book 100 Million Leads, and also from this book, this is the best book I've ever read. So this book is amazing, guys. Teach you about purpose, teach you about business, teach you about fire people, teach you about hiring people. This book is amazing. It's called What's Your Dream by Simon Squibb. So if I apply these 3 books, and also I want to buy Back Your Time by Dan Martell, and also 100 Million Money Models by Alex Hormozzi. The 3rd book. First book, second book, 3rd book. So I truly believe that if I apply these concepts to my personal brand and also to my shoe brand, I will succeed. And I truly believe I can make $1 million in 1 year. It's not a dream, it's a reality. Because I'm working on my personal brand. And just imagine I become the most viral guy on the internet. Just imagine that for 1 second. I become the most viral guy on the internet. What will happen? I can sell anything literally at any price. That's the magic of social media. That's the magic of social media. So for today, we are going to learn the value equation. This video is about the same concepts that are on this book. So in this book. So if you apply these concepts, you can also apply these concepts to your own business. Guys, you can start a business. Bro, right now, you don't need money to start a business. You can start offering a service. There are 4 types of business, but you can start easily with a service. You can offer a service, and with that service, you can start making money. So that's the first type of business. The type of business I mean is like I offer a B2C product. Shoes.
Welcome, my name is Alex Ramosi. I'm the CEO of Acquisition.com. If you're new to the channel, we help $3 to $10 million businesses scale and exit so they only have to get rich once. If you're below $3 million a year in revenue, then everything I have here is to get you to hopefully get to $3 million a year. And I do it absolutely free because I just want you to get more value than anything that you have to buy online and buy $1,000 courses and $10,000 coaching programs. I just want to give it all to you because honestly, I don't need your money. All right, we had 4 companies that we continue to still own at this day. We've scaled to $112 million, and so I just want everyone to be rich. That's really what I want. All right, so in the last two trainings, I talked about picking the right market by finding a starving crowd, figuring out how to charge what it's worth. And in this video, this is one of my most impactful concepts that has changed my life, and it's understanding how to create value out of thin air. It's understanding the perception around value in your prospects' minds. All right, if you want to check out the other videos, you can go to acquisition.com, but let's dive in. All right, so the value equation, offer component number 3. All right, so your offer might not be converting because what you are offering is not valuable enough. Simply check out the other videos, you can go to acquisition. It's understanding the perception around value in your prospects' minds. All right, if you want to check out the other videos, you can go to acquisition.com, but let's dive in. All right, so the value equation, offer component number 3. All right, so your offer might not be converting because what you are offering is not valuable enough. Simply put, it is not valuable enough. So we have to increase the value itself. And in order to increase the value, you have to understand what makes value, what creates value from a perception, from a perceptual standpoint. All right, what is the framework? So here's how you can increase value. All right, so there's 4 pieces, and this is this equation. All right, so you
That was the concept I was speaking about. You need to raise your price, but also you need to give more value. Because if you only raise the price of your product or service, but don't give more value, what will happen is that you are not going to make money, bro, and you will be stuck. So you need to raise your price, but also give more value.
can screenshot this, you can write this down. This equation changed my life. It took me a long time to kind of come up with this and rework it. And I believe that this is the best distillation of these ideas, which is you have to make sure, like, the better the dream outcome, the better the outcome of what we are selling someone, the more value the person is going to have and attach to our service or product. The likelihood that they achieve that outcome with our service and product in and of itself increases value. And I'm going to explain what that means in a second. Now you have this big line, all right? So those are the things that increase value, is the stuff on the top side of the equation. And the stuff on the bottom side of the equation are the things that decrease value, all right? Which is, how long is it going to take them? What's the time delay between purchase and achieving the result? And then effort and sacrifice, which is how much are they going to have to do? How much are they going to have to suffer in order to get the result? And so if you think about this from a theoretical standpoint, if I could achieve this amazing dream outcome with 100% likelihood and it happened instantly and they didn't have to do anything, that would be the ultimate valuable thing, right? That is the idea. And so in theory, someone could just think of something because it's so easy to transact with my business and it literally appeared in front of them with no effort immediately. And it was exactly the way we wanted. That would be supremely valuable. And that is the idea that we're chasing after. And I think all of us entrepreneurs should be chasing that hypothetical perfection. And if you think about that as your gold standard, then you...
Wait a minute. I need some important thing. I missed one thing. And it's super important. The Sharpies, because I take a lot of notes. It's not about what you learn, it's about what you apply. So if you're watching this video with me, try to apply the concepts as you learn. If you learn, think about it. How can I apply these concepts to my business, to my brand, to my channel? Think about it. How can I apply these concepts to my personal brand, to my business, whatever? So think about it and take notes. I didn't understand the power of taking notes until I started taking notes. Taking notes is super powerful, help you memorize. And so take notes, guys. It's simple. Take notes and apply what you learn. Don't only learn, also apply, guys. If someone teaches you something, apply. Okay, let's continue.
always have a direction to be able to move your products and services in. All right. So let's break down each of these in more detail. So dream outcome, is the end result meaningful to them? So a lot of times, you know, especially newer entrepreneurs, they always think they have to do something like crazy unique. And a lot of times you just need to be really good at the thing. You don't, like, none of the businesses I've had have been really unique. They've just been better at doing a core thing and solved a unique problem in a nuanced way, right? And so fundamentally, we have our person here. Hopefully you can see it in the video, little guy. And the end result is they have, you know, where they're on top of this little mountain of achievement. And this little path, this travel, is that as long as there's a gap between there, then there's an outcome that they don't have that they would like to have, right? And so the reason that I bring this one up is that this is most important when understanding the price points between different industries or different problems being solved. So for example, if I could make you $1 million, right, then that would be more meaningful for many people than losing 20 pounds. Right? It just is, right? And so because that might be more meaningful to you, you'd be willing to pay me more for that outcome, which inherently means that if you want to make more money, figure out ways to solve more expensive problems, right? So point number one is making sure that the dream outcome for your prospects is meaningful to them. All right. The second.
Okay, important. Let me take notes. First, dream outcome is the end result meaningful to them. Is the end result meaningful to them? Okay, first question. Perfect.
Is around risk. All right. So this is the perceived likelihood of achievement. Do they think they're actually going to succeed if they buy from you? Right. So let me give you an example around this. If I had two surgeons that you were thinking about getting a procedure from, all right, and for one.
Second question, perceived likelihood of achievement. Do they think they're actually going to succeed?
Guy, it was his first surgery out of medical school, and the other guy was his 10,000th surgery, right? Which one would you be willing to pay more for? Well, probably the 10,000th guy, right? But here's what's ironic: it probably takes that guy less time than the first hour surgeon, right? Uh, but that's okay because we're willing to pay that because our perceived likelihood of him doing a good job is significantly higher. And the reason that's valuable to us is because it decreases our risk of a negative outcome. And so, in a real way, the more success you create for clients, the more future value you create. So me having, if I had only built one multiple 8-figure business, then, I would have something to land on, right? But if I've built 5, right, then you see that as a more repeatable outcome, right? It's more likely that what I'm doing is good, right? And statistically, just as a fun fact for you, it's 0.4%. So 1 in 250, 1 in every 250 businesses is an 8-figure business. And so it would be a 0.4% chance to achieve it one time. If I've done it 5 times, then the likelihood would be 0.4 times 0.4 times 0.4 times 0.4 times 0.4, which equals a very, very, very low number. Or there's a successful framework that we can repeat over and over again. All right, and that's why we've been able to do that. And so it's because this stuff works. All right, so 1 is the outcome, 2 is increasing the perceived likelihood. We do those 2 things, and this is what I did for the majority of my career in the beginning. Is I spent a lot of my time trying to increase the perceived outcome and the perceived likelihood of achievement. And the important point here is that we're increasing the perceived likelihood of achievement. Right? You could get 100% of your clients' results, but if they don't know that, then they're not going to be able to perceive the value. So it's making sure that we also communicate the likelihood of their success. All right. Now, underneath of that line, we have the time delay. How long will it take them to see the final result, and how long will it take them to see an initial result? So those are 2 aspects of the time delay. So if I were to work with you and say, hey, I'll give a weight loss example, is just simple and easy for everyone. If I said, hey, work with me, and tomorrow you'll have a 6-pack, that would be significantly more valuable than you've got to wait a year to go.
Okay, at this point, the time delay. In my case, I don't offer a service. What I do offer is a product. It's my product. So how long will it take them to see the final results, progress? So in my case, if I'm selling running shoes, the question that I should ask myself is, my main problem with the main problem I'm solving with these shoes are the durability. Durability, main problem. So, in my case, it's not time, it's kilometers. It's duration, durability. The durability of the shoes. Okay. Time delay of my product. Okay, perfect. Product. So in my case, kilometers. Durability. In my case, this is the time delay, the durability of the shoes, the kilometers. If in your case, if your business, if you are offering a service, the question is, how long will it take them to see the final results, progress? If you are offering a service, that's the question. In my case, the results. I'm solving a main problem, the durability of the shoe. because people want shoes that are durable, that you can run a lot of kilometers and have a long life. The shoes have a long life. The product life. So kilometers and durability. Perfect. I
a
need
six
to
pack,
solve
right?
that
And
question.
that's how like one of the easiest ways to provide value and crush a marketplace that's already established is go in, find the big thing that everyone else is doing, do it in half the time, right? That's how
Whoa.
you can create value like that super easily. All right, and so you
I
can
need
always
to
think about like
rewatch
one of the
this
easiest
part.
aspects of the time delay. So if I were to work with you and say, hey, I'll give a weight loss example is just simple and easy for everyone. If I said, hey, work with me and tomorrow you'll have a six pack, that would be significantly more valuable than you've got to wait a year to get a six pack, right? And that's how like one of the easiest ways to provide value and crush a marketplace that's already established is go in, find the big thing that everyone else is doing, do it in half the time, right? That's how you can create value like that. Super easy.
That
All
part
right.
is super
Find the
important.
big thing that everyone else is doing, do it in half. And that's how like one of the easiest ways to provide value and crush a marketplace that's already established is go in, find the big thing that everyone else is doing, do it in half the time.
Find the big thing everyone else is doing and do it half the time. Okay, most people don't apply these concepts to their personal brand. So, if you have a business, what you should do and what I will do to make $1 million is find the big thing everyone else is doing and do it half the time. So, if an example, a random example, if Nike or in this case Adidas offers these shoes that you can run 600 kilometers with these shoes and crazy example and strange example, a random example, 600 kilometers with these shoes. I need to probably do it half the time, double the time. You can run with these shoes. Okay, also another important thing that I need to apply, durability. Wait a minute. Because it's not only about durability and kilometers. It's also about how much you can run with these shoes. In what time? The the propulsion. So the energy. So let's check at these shoes. Let see these shoes. The different types of holes these shoes have are for different things. More propulsion, more amortiguation. Check these shoes. Amortiguation. Cushioning. Let's see. On running. The cushioning. Perfect.
Right? That's how you can create value like that, super easily. All right. And so you can always think about time as a component of value because people value their time more than anything. I mean, think about, and as a pro tip, fast beats free. So even if there's free players in your marketplace, you can beat free by simply being faster, right? People walk and instead they take an Uber because it's faster, right? People used to have USPS for postal, but they prefer to do FedEx because when it always, absolutely must be there overnight, right? And the point, and that was their value proposition, was speed, was FedEx. Their whole value proposition was speed. All right, and so they had a player that was significantly cheaper than them, but they were able to get there based on time delay. How long is it going to take them to see their final result? All right, and if you have something that's going to be a long time for them to see a result, then is there a way that we can trigger them progress and show them progress on the way there so that we can increase the perceived value of the thing that we are selling? All right, and then finally, the fourth component of this is effort and sacrifice. So what are the additional costs and inconveniences that they must incur to achieve this result? What's the sweat they have to put into this? Do they have to put this box uphill, right? Of course not. Or hopefully not, right? And so the idea is if we can increase this top side and decrease this bottom side, then we are going to create a tremendous amount of value for our prospects, all right? And so the idea here is increase the desire and promise, decrease the time and effort and sacrifice, and that is how you create ultimate value, okay? And so this is how I like to think about this in a real world example, right? I said money versus fitness.
So in my case, the kilometers, the durability, the shock absorption, the cushioning, the propulsion. And we'll write that. So I need to make my shoes better in these three things. Perfect.
Money is going to be a higher perceived outcome, all right? So that's going to be more valuable. All right. If I were like talking about cool sculpting, all right, as an example here, versus lifting weights, this is something that people are paying more for than they pay for a Beachbody Online workout membership, right? Why are they willing to do that when the outcome is the same, right? Why are they willing to do that? It's because of the other aspects of this equation.
Sacrifice.
If someone says cool sculpting, the likelihood that they think they're going to achieve a flatter stomach is very high because they just think they're going to pay, the machine's going to happen, and they're going to pee out the extra fat, and they're good. The time delay on this is super. Look, no surgery, no downtime. They even say the value.
Here's how I increase the value. With these three things: the durability, the cushioning, the propulsion. So I need to improve these things to increase the value of my product. Perfect. Let me make this bigger. What do you think, guys? What do you think about this information and how I apply this information to my own business? What do you think about this? Do you think that I'm doing the right things in the right order and taking the right path? Or what do you think? Drop in the comments, guys. the formula. Okay, perfect. What do you think, guys? Perfect. Effort, sacrifice. Okay, perfect. With these things, I can increase the value of my product. So right now, I'm learning, I'm applying. I'm learning, I'm applying.
Itself. And the effort and sacrifice is nothing. They don't have to change how they eat. They don't have to start working out. They don't have to be sore. They don't have to show up, wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. They don't have to change the way they cook. They don't have to do any of that stuff. Right? And so as a result, people pay, $2,500, $5,000 for stuff like this, and they won't pay more than $10, $20 a month for something like that, even though the outcome is the same. That is how you can deconstruct and recreate value. All right? And so if we're looking at this, I just went through all four of those variables, so I'll skip through it. If you're looking at this, it's wake up skinny, right? That's the value proposition. Or eat less, be sore, discomfort, etc. Right? Obviously, that's not going to be as valuable, which is why the top side is more. Now, for me, as a high...
So, I have a question right now. What is the dream outcome of my avatar? I need to know that. So, I know the problem I'm solving. Durability, cost, comfortable, and legality. So, probably the dream outcome of my avatar is a shoe that help them to win competitions or that are comfortable at competitions.
hypothetical thing for everyone here, a theoretical. This is one of the concepts that I like to talk about, which is getting the bottom to zero. And so as I as I've developed as an entrepreneur, I used to focus a lot on increasing the desire and perceived likelihood. That's what was taught, lots of testimonials, lots of dream outcomes. But as I've developed and I look at bigger businesses and enterprises, I really have spotted the fact that they focus most of their time on getting the bottom to zero, right? Think about Amazon, for example. They've consistently invested in getting things done faster, right? They've consistently invested in decreasing effort and sacrifice, right? The sacrifice is going to be the risk that you buy something that's bad, so they put the reviews on there. The effort is going to be around, you just click with one button. There's no inconvenience. You have to type all this stuff and you click with one button, and then it's literally at your doorstep in the next day, and maybe by the time you watch this, in 2 hours or 1 hour, right? As they've been able to move closer and closer to that dream outcome, and the reason, to that outcome. And the idea is that they focus ruthlessly on getting the bottom to zero, and that is where you can create, in theory, infinite value. All right, and so look at these things. Netflix, for example, it's immediate. You can just start watching all of your favorite shows without having to pick, because they'll recommend the shows that they think you're going to like more, and you can do it immediately. Versus a Blockbuster competitor, where you have to get in your car, go there, peruse. You might not know what the rating is or if you're going to like it based on your tastes, right? They literally provide so much more value. They decrease the risk of wasting time watching something you don't like, and they make it immediately available to you. And that is why these companies are so valuable, right? And so when I think about building an enterprise of true value, I think so much more now about the effort and sacrifice. How can I make this more convenient? How can I make this more seamless? How can I have this happen more immediately for the prospect or customer to provide value in a way that no one else is, right? And so that is the value equation. Those are the 4 variables. The goal is to get the bottom to zero. It's all about perception for the prospect, not just doing it, but making sure they perceive that they're going to have less time delay. They're going to perceive that they're going to be very likely to achieve it. They're going to perceive that there's not a lot of inconvenience for them. So as long as we can communicate those things, then the end result of the product that we have is more valuable. And so when you think about your product right now, I want you to think about each of these 4 variables. I want you to think about the dream outcome, perceived likelihood, time delay, and effort and sacrifice, and think about how you can recombine those things to create a more valuable product. All right. And so with that, those things. Likelihood, time delay, and effort and sacrifice, and think about how you can recombine those things to create a more valuable product. All right. And so with that, we covered Starving Crowd. We covered Charging What It's Worth, which you can find both of those videos at acquisition.com under the offers training. It's absolutely free. It's advanced training. I have many more trainings there. We finished the value equation. In the next video, we're going to talk about actually creating the offer that you're going to present to the marketplace. So these were concepts that we had to understand first before we could actually put and assemble the pieces together, which is what we're going to do in the next video. Actually creating What It's Worth, which those things.
Before sacrifice. How can I make the experience effortless? I need to think about all this information and try to answer all these questions. Perfect.
To create a more valuable product. All right. And so with that, we covered Starving Crowd. We covered Charging What It's Worth, which you can find both of those videos at acquisition.com under the offers training. It's absolutely free. It's advanced training. I have many more trainings there. We finished the value equation. In the next video, we're going to talk about actually creating the offer that you're going to present to the marketplace. So these were concepts that we had to understand first before we could actually put and assemble the pieces together, which is what we're going to do in the next video. All right. Super excited. Hope you're digging this with me. Check out more at acquisition.com, and I'll see you in the next vid. Bye.
Thank you so much, Alex Hormozi, for your knowledge. Okay, guys. Wow. That was super valuable information. I applied this information to my own business. Right now, I have the dream outcome and the time delay. For sacrifice, in my case is a product, not a service. So the avatar just need to buy the shoe. So it's one step away from the dream outcome. So one step away from the dream outcome. I have the dream outcome, I have the time delay, I have the effort, sacrifice, and relief likelihood of achievement. I have all four things. So all this information is in this book. I'm applying this book to my own business. Let me search for this information. So I choose the market right. Now I'm creating a valuable offer. I know that I need to increase the price. Perceived likelihood of achievement. Perceived likelihood of achievement. Let me share screen with you guys again. This looks horrible. A little bit bigger. Perfect. I already know how to create value. I need to raise my price, and also So I already apply all this information to my own business, guys. What else can I do right now? So I will continue reading this book. I will continue reading this book and applying all this information of this book and this book and this book. So for future videos probably I will apply in this book, but I already have the purpose. I apply this book to my business, to my life, because it's not just for a business. This book is for your life, bro. This helps you with your dream, with your purpose, because not always your dream is to have a business. Sometimes it's to become an actor, become an actor, or that's my dream as well. Become an actor, famous actor, or the biggest YouTuber streamer alive. That's my dream as well. So my dream is not only about business. It's a list of 100 things I want to do before I die. So if you are not subscribed, guys, please subscribe. That helps me a lot. And if you subscribe, you are helping me go to the moon, bro. If you subscribe right now, you are helping me go to the moon. Subscribe to help me go to the moon, guys, because that's my dream. One day I will be on the moon. One day. So please subscribe, guys, please. Subscribe to help me go to the moon. Let me show you guys. Let me show you. I apply all of this. This book, I apply this book to my life. This is the application, half of the application of this book, because the other part of this book is how it's about business. It's about how to fire people, how to hire people, how to sell your business, and the problems in your business. I'm just starting my business, so this is half the book, half the application of this book, because the other half I will apply the other half when I launch the first shoes, the first pair of shoes. But this is the application. So guys, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for being here with me. I really appreciate that a lot. See you tomorrow. I will go live tomorrow probably, because I want to go live every single day and post every single day. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate that. I learned a lot. The value equation, and I applied the value equation. I have more clarity right now. I will continue applying this to my own business. And remember to live to your fullest and pursue your dreams, guys. Pursue your dreams, because at the end we only have one life, one shot.